much pain it caused, deaths because of, poor engineering design, not following the required standards. And this is another, presentation of what we are doing, Mashinani huko. And this is a tank to supply water to these villages, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I don't know if the policy guy stays in 4 and I stay in 1 and someone else 2 and another one in 3. I don't know who do you think will not get water first. It's a very basic question. You don't need to be an engineer to know. 4 and 3 will get water. Will not get water. Exactly. All of us can see because the levels, cannot deliver this water here. And this is what is happening on the ground. And we have examples, where MCA feels that they have been given 20 million and an MP, and they want to implement a project within the service area of a WSP of this kind. No design, no standards. And when they do that, water does not flow. This has happened in CI and other counties. And what they do after that, they want now to hand over to the WSP to rectify this. How will you take it, MD? Will you take to rectify this? And who is accountable? The MCA. No. So these guidelines prescribes the standards for the design to ensure that WSP, design project as per the required standards, that following the requirements as per the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act. You wake up today and tomorrow you decide to start acquisition of an asset infrastructure without due process. And this is a requirement under this guideline. And also WSP is required to develop the procurement plans as required in the regulations. Then the implementation, and this is where there are so many issues, in terms of quality of work, the costs, time, and acceptance of these projects. And this guideline, is promoting collaboration between the agencies of government, WASREP as a regulator, the Waterworks Development Agency, and WSP, and the stakeholders, other stakeholders that are operating within your service area that are affected or impacted by this project that we are implementing to engage them. Everyone in the team during the implementation has to, undertake their responsibility to ensure that the project that is implemented is in accordance with the standards. And we have also seen, WSP or Waterworks doing projects, investing a lot of billions to project, and they don't do this last mile connection to the consumer. And I don't know what they think, how will this WSP that is struggling generate revenue to do this section for the sewer line. I don't know whether it has been implemented. And many others, also WSPs, those are being water supply system, and you leave it to the tank, and then the WSP has to take over the last mile connection. And this makes the project, not sustainable for this WSP. So this guidelines also promotes and specify, that a project, has to incorporate this last mile connection. Then the issue of collaboration I have mentioned. This one is all the stakeholders have to be involved during the implementation and the handing over of the project so that the project is acceptable to the WSP that is going to operate. Then the capacity building, it's a responsibility under the Act for the WWDA to capacity build the WSP. And just to highlight the issues that you raised, because is one of the major challenges, and we need to identify the land issues during the project identification and planning, not to wait, until during the implementation, and we start now, acquiring this land. Then I think there was an issue of whaling has been handled, lack of involvement during planning, value for money, I have already discussed that. The criteria for the selection of projects, and this also goes back to the the participation with the stakeholders when you are doing prioritization of projects. Engaging the WSP will enable the waterworks or the county government to have a selection of the projects that are priority in the area to avoid the duplication. The CLSG, that is issue of equity as well. Someone mentioned that the funds did not go to where they were required most. I might not be able to comment to that. Maybe Mr. Okaba will be able to give light on that. Then handover of assets, that one has been catered for. And ownership and handover, when you make sure that the project is handed over appropriately and everyone is engaged throughout the planning, development, acquisition and the rest. For the people